My name is Jenny Harden. I'm conducting this interview on behalf of Unity Hospice. Today we are interviewing Dwayne Moss. The date is November 18th, 2015, and this interview is being conducted in Yorkville, Illinois. The purpose of this interview is to record the veteran experience of Dwayne Moss for the Veterans History Project. Can you please tell me your full name?
Dwayne E. Moss,
And your date of birth?
1/6/26,
And what branch of service were you?
in the Navy,
Navy. And what rank were you?
aviation machinist mate.
And what war or wars did you serve in?
World War II, and 7 months of the Korean War.
All right. So, Dwayne, where were you born?
Decatur, Illinois.
Okay. What were the names of your parents?
Olive I. Moss and Hubert W. Moss.
What did they do for work?
Real estate.
Both of them were in real estate?
No, Mom was just a housewife.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you have any brothers or sisters?
I have one brother, and I have 3 half-brothers.
Okay. All right.
And the 3 half-brothers are all older.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was the first in and the last out.
No. Did any of them serve in the military?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 older ones served in.
Okay.
And then the one below me, he went, he soloed at Pensacola.
Oh, okay.
And then he went out one day and had to clean up his roommate with a blotter. And he went out the next day and
Oh, my goodness.
he spiraled till he got down to the deck and he landed. The instructor said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Getting out of this."
Oh, my gosh.
So he got out of the aviation.
Okay. Oh, my gosh.
They sent him over to Chickadee Island. They just enlisted, man.
Yeah. Oh, my
He
gosh.
just died a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And what about your dad or your mom? Anybody else involved in the military?
No.
No? Okay. Great-grandpas? Grandpas? No other
The
military?
3 older brothers were all military.
Oh, okay. All right. Were they all Navy as well? Were they in the Navy?
No.
No.
Well, one was.
One. Okay. All right. And you were married, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What was your wife's name?
Matsui.
Okay. And did you have any children?
We had 3.
3. What are their names?
Judith Ann, Jennifer, and Rodney.
Okay. Any of them joined the military?
Nope.
Nope. So tell me, Dwayne, tell me a little bit about what you were doing before you entered the service.
I was in high school.
Okay. So you joined right out of high school?
I just quit high school and joined.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you always want to be in the military?
I did when it started, yeah.
Yeah. And so you were in the Navy and you enlisted, correct? You weren't drafted? Okay. What made you choose the Navy?
I tried Coast Guard first,
Okay.
and they were full. So I went in the Navy with a friend of mine.
Oh, a friend joined with you. Somebody you went to high school with, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we enlisted the same day when he took a detention on his to get his diploma.
Oh, okay.
So we got mixed up like that. And then up in Great Lakes, I was giving shots to the guys, and here he comes. So I gave him a shot too.
Yeah. Oh, that was neat to be reunited like that.
Yeah.
That's neat. That's neat.
Then I didn't see him again until we later on over in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. You ran into
He
him
was over
again?
there as an aviation electrician, and I was over there still as a seaman
Right.
because I was regular Navy and couldn't get the advanced function.
Oh, that's all right. So I want to know a little bit about your training when you first left for the Navy. Your actual training
Yeah, I was at boot camp in Great Lakes,
in Great Lakes.
cold water showers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was March of '43, and they just didn't have the facilities ready for us.
Right.
But we had cold water showers.
Yeah.
And I left there. When I went, after I got out of boot camp, I had to leave, and then I came back, and I went to outgoing unit, and I ended up in California.
Oh, okay.
At a Naval Air Station there.
All right.
And
So-
that was I figured it was one of the luckiest breaks of my life.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Well, I got to be in something I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was at the Naval Air Station for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I also got to go to they had a school there as a Oakland airport.
Okay.
And there's a lot of things going on there. And there was a school down there, the Boeing School of Aeronautics. And they sent me to that.
That's
And then
neat.
I got out of the school and they didn't know what to do with me because the squadron had grown so much. When I went there, I was a 292 pay number. When I left, there was 7,000.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was sent overseas to the Hawaii, and we had a squadron there. I was in that in Honolulu.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Honolulu was enjoyable, even though it was wartime.
Right, right.
And I met my wife and got married.
Yeah. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I have a question about your training. Did you get any kind of specialized training?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boeing School of Aeronautics.
Okay.
And that was very much specialized.
Yeah. How did you adapt to military life? How did you adapt from going from being a civilian to now being in the Navy?
Well, I had to adapt.
Right. What was the hardest part for you?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But there was several times when it was kind of rough.
Yeah, yeah. And what's your best memory of training? What's the thing that you enjoyed doing the most?
Getting discharged.
We have a whole story for that, don't we? Let's talk a little bit about your wartime then. So tell me, where did you serve?
At Oakland, California, Naval Air Station.
Okay.
I was there a couple of years. Then went to Honolulu.
Okay.
And we were part of the regular airport there. There were 7 units operating out of that airfield. And we were transports. We kept going all the time.
Yeah. So, as far as being part of World War II, where were you sent overseas?
I went to Honolulu.
Okay, all right. So that was your base camp then?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some memories that you have of just maybe combat action? Were you a part?
I don't know what combat is.
Oh, you weren't involved in any combat?
No.
No.
My distinction is aboard ship. I had 4 days and 5 nights. That was on a transport from San Francisco to Honolulu.
Okay.
That was my entire naval career.
Just going back and forth, or just the?
Just the one time getting
Oh,
there.
okay.
I got
Okay.
discharged in Pearl Harbor.
Okay. How long did you actually serve?
5 years.
5 years. Good for you. So I want to know kind of about your job. What were your duties? What were you assigned to do?
Well, most of the time I was in aviation. Everything related to aviation.
Okay.
Most line crew, which is getting the planes in, getting them out, servicing them.
Okay. So like mechanic, you worked on them and stuff as well? Yeah. Did you ever fly any of them?
I did one trip.
Yeah.
I flew as an assistant on a plane that we were going to the mainland.
Okay.
And I was grounded after that. Being regular Navy, I didn't get to do a lot of things or get advanced like they would normally.
Right.
I figure if I'd been reserve, I'd come out first class.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as it was, I came out third class.
Okay. So what are some of your memories? What are some of your stories of being involved in World War II, during World War II? Do you have some stories?
No.
No? What did you do on your off time? When you had a day off, what did you do for fun?
Get in trouble.
You did get in trouble? I believe that too. What'd you do that got you in trouble?
just broke a rule or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I still got a good conduct medal.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Good for you. What did you get that for? What was the reason for it?
I had good conduct.
Because you were good. Okay. So you didn't get in that much trouble then.
No, I didn't have any court. I didn't have any court martial.
That's good.
I had a lot of captain's mess.
Yeah. That's all right though. It wasn't too much. So, did you ever have to witness any casualties?
Yeah, we had some planes come in that messed up.
The planes were messed up? Yeah. You want to tell me about that? What was that like to see
They
that?
landed bad,
Okay.
crashed.
Okay. And people passed away
Yeah.
from that? Yeah. What was that like for you being young and seeing something like that?
That's the effects of war.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Tell me a little bit about your friendships that you made. So you ran back into your friend in Honolulu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
He was over on the other side of the island. I went over to see him.
Okay.
And I didn't see him again. Oh gosh, for a long time.
Yeah. What was his name?
Bob Diffenball.
Okay. All right.
And he got out when the war was over. He was reserve. I was in regular Navy, and I had to go through the full enlistment.
Right.
And he was settled up. And I recently was in Decatur, and I can't find any trace of him
Really?
or his wife. And I knew them both quite well.
Yeah. So you lost touch with him then along the way. Yeah. Oh. So you were also, for a short time, part of the Korean War. You were part of the Korean War as well?
Yeah.
7 months?
I got called in.
Yeah. What was that like?
It was a mess.
Yeah, why?
I sent to Glenview, which is near the station there. And the reserves were being protected. Mm-hmm. We had to do all their work. And
Why do you think they were protecting the reserves?
well, that's what I wondered.
Yeah.
So one guy that lived on the bunk in the barracks that I was in, he was from Michigan. He had a home, paid for, a family at home, money in the bank, and his congressman lived next door to him. Mm-hmm. He got out on a hardship. And I said, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
And I proceeded to do the same thing.
Yeah. And it worked, right? Tell me the story about how that came about.
I gathered all the papers together that I had to have for it. I submitted them. They were rejected immediately. So I took the same papers, put them in again, and went another route with them. They were rejected. So I still took the same set of papers and filed them again and called my dad. And he called Senator Scott Lucas, U.S. Senator. I was out in 3 days.
That's something. So I have a question for you. Why did you want to get out of the military so bad?
I had a wife and 2 kids.
Okay. So you were, okay.
And I was in college.
Yeah.
And I never did get to finish college.
No?
No, after I got out that time, I went back and I just couldn't act at college.
Yeah. Yeah. That's difficult to stop and then to go back. That's
Yeah,
true.
I got 106 hours, but I'd take about 18 hours to
Yeah.
get my degree, and I got to hell with it.
So while you were part of the Korean War, did you go overseas?
No,
No.
I stayed in Glenview.
Okay.
That's how I was able to get it done.
All right. So what part did you play then in the Korean War? What did you, or just you were just here trying to get out?
I was in Glenview,
Yeah.
backing up. They called back a bunch of pilots
Oh,
to be retrained. And we had to back them up on that.
okay. So you helped with the training of the pilots, or
Just the maintenance on
the maintenance of the? Okay. All right.
At that time, I was certified aircraft engine mechanic with the government.
Okay.
And my rank used to be AMM3, now they made it AD3. Then they did something else again to it. I don't know what it is.
Right.
But it's still all the same.
Sure. Yeah. So while you were away from home, how did you keep in touch with your wife, with your kids, with your mom and dad?
When I was in Linfield, I was home every week.
That's nice. What about when you were down in Honolulu? How did you keep in touch?
Oh, I was married out there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I married my wife from Hawaii.
I want to show the picture. Tell me about this picture and then I'm going to show it.
That's Matsui and I on the day we got married.
She's beautiful. How old were you there?
Huh?
How old were you?
21.
21. And you and her were married how long?
65 years.
Let me show this one too.
Yeah.
Yep. She's a beautiful lady. And you had 2 children then?
3.
3. So how did you keep in touch with them maybe when, what about your mom and dad? How did you keep in touch with your mom and dad?
Well, we came back. We both came back and then I went to college.
Okay.
And we stayed in Decatur for several years and that mess came along. And I just couldn't hack college anymore.
Yeah.
So I got out in the commercial market.
Okay. So
Not in aviation.
Oh, you stayed away from aviation, huh? So you met your wife while you were in Honolulu?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
Where she was working.
Okay. All right.
And we got married out there.
Yeah. What did your family think of that?
They were shocked.
Yeah. Were you shocked?
No. I thought it was the thing to do, and I still do.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, it was the right decision. You were married for all those years. Yeah. Why was your family shocked? Were they shocked you got married, or were they shocked you? What was their?
She was Japanese.
Because she was Japanese.
American Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you get any other kind of backlash, or did anybody ever say anything about that because of the war going on and everything else? And you were.
The war was over when we got married.
Okay. All right. All right. So, where were you when the war ended then? You were here?
Honolulu.
Okay. You were in Honolulu when it ended.
I got discharged out there.
Okay.
Went to work for Hawaiian Airlines.
Oh, okay. So you stayed living down there then after you got discharged?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so how was your readjustment once you then now you're back to being a civilian after you'd been military for 5 years? Was it a rough adjustment going back to just being civilian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. Just an adjustment.
Yeah. So do you keep in touch with any other of your fellow veterans, maybe people you served with, your friends? That didn't keep in touch with any of them? Are you a member of any veteran organizations now?
Yeah.
Which one?
American Legion.
Okay. Right here in Yorkville?
No, in Oswego.
Oh, Oswego. Okay. All right. And I want to know I want you to tell me about your hat. I want you to tell me about that experience.
Oh.
Yeah. So tell me why you got that. What happened yesterday?
The fact that I know a little bit about it, that's a submarine that's being built that's different than anything else.
Why is that?
It's an attack sub. It doesn't carry the long-range weapons.
Mm-hmm.
It's short-range and ballistics.
Okay.
And I don't know why they took me, but then.
Oh, so did you get to go see it?
No, it's still being built.
Oh, okay, okay. So what did they come in yesterday for then?
Just to find out what I knew.
Yeah, and what do you know? What did you tell them?
Nothing.
You did. Well, that's neat. At least you got the honor of being recognized that, to be a part of that. I think that's...
I learned when I went to boot camp, or when I first got in California, I went up to Mare Island where they build them, and I saw a submarine up there, and I looked and I said, no way ever would I get in one of those things.
Right.
And I was in an aviation unit then. But that was a convincing thing.
Yeah.
I had friends that were in submarine service. But,
Yeah. So you've never been in a submarine?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that's neat that you were honored with that, though, yesterday, and they gave you, that's a nice hat. So that's neat. So I want to know now, what have you done since you left the military? So you got discharged, and then you went to work for an airlines?
Yeah, in Honolulu.
Honolulu? Okay.
Hawaiian Airlines.
Okay. And what did you do there? Was it mechanic?
Mechanics.
Yeah. Okay. And then what'd you do?
And I came back and went to college.
Okay. What'd you go to college for?
Business.
Oh, okay. What were you hoping to do with that?
I don't know, I just wanted to get a general business
Okay.
education.
All right.
And then when I got called for Korea, that disrupted that.
Yeah. So you had gotten discharged, and then you got called up for Korea? After you were already out of the military, they called you back in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. How did you feel when they said, come back?
Ugh.
Yeah.
I got discharged trying to get a commission, and I wasn't eligible to be commissioned
Right.
physically. And I should have been discharged automatically,
Yeah.
but some yeoman didn't do his job right. And then they grabbed me,
Yeah.
and I was in the wrong place at the right time.
Yeah. So how long did you did 7 months then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I want to know what other stories do you have? Maybe fun stories, maybe what are the most important memories that stick in your head of being in the military?
My wife and I went back to Hawaii quite a few times, and sometimes we took the family. But one time we went after we'd sold one of our businesses, we went on a trip, 7 weeks. We went to Montana, and then came back to Denver, and flew over on Hawaii. Was rested for 2 weeks, and then we went on an expedition from there. Went from there to we had Okinawa. We ended up on Okinawa,
Okay.
which was a wartime thing, and she had relatives there, so we got to see them.
Oh, okay.
And that was by the time we got back, we were gone 7 weeks.
That was a nice trip.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. What was your favorite stop along the way?
Okinawa.
Okinawa was? Yeah.
Place is beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
My Navy brother was in a ship circling Okinawa during the war.
Yeah.
They changed stations every 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And every 24 hours when they changed the ship that took their place got hit.
Oh.
For, I don't know, several times.
Right.
They just kept moving around and missed it.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's scary. Was there ever a point during your military career where you were really scared?
No.
No. Okay. And how did your wife feel about you being in the military?
Well, that fate happens, you know.
Yeah. That's true. And she knew what she was marrying into, right?
Well, yeah. I was getting out when we got married.
Right. Right. How do you think being part of both World War II and the Korean War, how do you think it's affected your life?
What, being in the Navy?
Yeah.
Oh, it had an effect. I had better values,
Yeah.
some disappointments,
Yeah.
but overall, it's a good experience.
Yeah. And what about some lessons? What did being in the Navy teach you?
Mhm.
What did being in the Navy teach you? Maybe about life or about war? What did it teach you?
You have to take things as they come.
Like being discharged and then being called up again, right?
Well, I got called up again because of the Berlin airlift,
Oh,
and I joined the inactive reserve to get a commission,
right,
and I couldn't pass the physical, and I should have been discharged immediately, but I wasn't.
right,
So there it was, a blunder on the Navy's part.
right. And it cost you 7 months. Yeah. And so what were your feelings about war back then?
Well, had to go after it.
Yeah. And what about now? What are your feelings about what's going on in the world right now with Iraq and Afghanistan and now Paris? What are your feelings about war?
Well, if they get the politicians out of it, get the thing straightened out and once and for all,
Yeah.
and that means going after somebody.
Mhm.
And until they do, it's going to be a mess.
Yeah. Do you think it will ever end?
Not under the present conditions.
Yeah. Okay, so I told you this is going to be archived, so there may be your great-great-great-great-grandchild watching this one day and saying, "There's my grandpa." What message do you want to leave for them? Maybe about life, maybe about military, maybe about what would you want to say to them?
Enjoy life and respect life.
Yeah. That's very true. So Dwayne, what else maybe we haven't talked about? You said you had a couple businesses.
Yeah.
What were your businesses that you had?
I did it. I was in the candy business.
The candy business.
We packaged and distributed candies into supermarkets and liquor stores.
Oh, all right. And that was your own company, or you
Yeah.
work? Okay. What made you get into the candy business?
A friend of mine there was, and I took over and I expanded it, and then my son came in with me.
Oh, okay. Is it still open?
Oh no, we sold it.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It got to the point where we just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So your son, remind me, did any of your kids join the military?
No.
No, they didn't. What would you have said to them if they came to you and said they wanted to join the military?
Think twice.
Think twice. Yeah. Have you shared with them your thoughts about your military service and time? Do they know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's quite a hindrance.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else? Tell me some more about what you did when you got out. So you had some businesses, you raised a family. Where did you live?
We lived in Decatur,
You stayed in Decatur? Okay.
and then I went to work for Continental Coffee Company.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What'd you do there?
Salesman.
Oh, all right.
And I was stationed in Joliet. That's how we ended up in Northern Illinois.
Oh,
And the
right.
fact that I had to get Amy out of Decatur because she couldn't stand the summer down there.
Why?
Just humid as hell.
Yeah.
And she got sick
Oh,
in the summer down there.
right.
So we ended up with the Continental Coffee. And I was with them about 10 years.
Yeah.
And I quit and did something else, and I came back to it.
So where did you retire? Did you retire from the coffee company then?
No, I just quit them a second time.
Oh, okay.
That's when we had our own business.
Oh, all right. All right.
And we just never got back to it.
Right. Tell me a little bit about your family. Do you have grandchildren?
Yes, I have a lot of them.
You have a lot of them? Do you have great-grandchildren?
Yeah.
You do. All right. Do you get to see them very often?
Not too often.
Not too often. Okay. Well, that's good you have a lot of them. That's good.
Since I'm here, I don't see hardly anyone.
Yeah. Are they not local here?
Well, most of them are in Oswego or
Oh, okay. All right.
one of them still lives up in name is safe. But anyway, he lives up farther north.
Oh, okay.
Two of them do.
Okay. So is there anything else that we haven't talked about? Any other stories, whether it be military, whether it be family, anything else that you want to share with me today?
I don't know what it would be.
That's okay.
I'm a fan.
That's okay. No problem. Well, Dwayne, on behalf of myself, Unity Hospice, we want to say thank you for your service. We have very much respect for our veterans, so thank you very much for your service. And also thank you for taking the time to do this interview with me today.